So hello and welcome to another episode of Scenes 4 Wheels. Today we're back outside, we've got my cleaning equipment all out and ready to go, and I'm going to be showing you another step in our detailing series on how I hand wash the SLK. So as you can see, the SLK isn't actually that dirty, however it does have some road grime on there and also some of the summertime dead flies on the bumper. So the first step in my process is going to be applying a pre-cleaner. This is a product called Citrus Polish Mobile for this. As you can see, I'm just going to spray onto the car, and particularly those areas where you get a lot of grime, to the front where you got all the dead flies, and around the back with a lot of dirt balled up. So after giving the car a good spray over with the pre-cleaner, I'll let it rest on there for about 10 to 15 minutes before I attempt to hose it off. So the second stage in my car washing process is going to be to hose the car thoroughly down, getting rid of all the pre-cleaner as well as getting rid of any dirt on the rest of the car and the areas that I haven't applied for the pre-cleaner on. As you can see, I've also got the help of my little friend, Mr. Buddy the Schnauzer, to come and help me, and he'll be supervising me throughout my car cleaning efforts today. So before we move on to our next step, I just wanted to show you that I use a grit guard in the bottom of both my buckets, and I also use the two bucket system. One bucket, as you can see, has the detergent in, and the other one is just some warm water. I'll show you how I use this in just a moment. So the third step is actually a contact wash. Now that I've got the car all nice and clean, I've got a good base to work on, and this contact wash will now allow me to get into all the real dirt and the grime that's left on the car. So as you can see, once I finish cleaning the section of the car, I will swirl off my mitt and get all the dirty water out of it. I will then go back and get some nice fresh clean soapy water to use on the next part of the car. Now during this process, I also try and avoid using a circular motion. I try and keep, as much as possible, a straight motion going on, where I just go up and down the car instead of around and around. This does help try and prevent those dreaded straw marks on cars. As a general rule of thumb, I generally start with the top of the car. I do all the glass and the windows, and I normally do the bonnet. Then I start on the front of the car, work my way to either sides, and the last thing I end up doing, which is where most of the dirt gathers up, is the rear end of the car. Now if you've got particularly stubborn stains like those dead flies that attach themselves to the bumper of your car and to the bonnet, I have to go over these at least twice. In this clip you can see I'm going over it again. I've already gone over very quickly just to give the car a bit of a clean, get that loose dirt off, and now I'm going back over and giving a little bit more of a scrub, a bit more in-depth scrub now, putting a little bit more pressure on just to try and get all those dead flies and that will ground in dirt off. And as you can see, I'm getting some moral support from Mr. Buddy. Once I've finished doing the overall body of the car, don't forget to do all the door shuts and the door jambs. And of course I always just do around the boot area as well. So the final step in the contact wash part of this clean is going to be doing just around all the bottom of the car. This is where you do get a lot of road dirt and a lot of road grime building up, so that's why I leave it to the last. So now the SLK is looking a hell of a lot cleaner. Obviously now it just needs all the soapy water to be sprayed off, and then I'm ready to start the drying process. As if by magic, Mr. Buddy has arrived to check on the progress of my car cleaning efforts. So now that I've finished rinsing the car off thoroughly, I'm going to start the drying process, and for this I'll need 3 cloths. I'm going to have a thick one, which you can see here is quite a large cloth. I then have a slightly smaller, thicker cloth, and then to finish off I have a very average microfiber cloth just for those finishing off touches. So with the big cloth first, the very thick cloth, I'm going to start just by literally dragging it along the bodywork to get the majority of the water off. Now this is great, but I do find some of the harder to reach areas and some of the more areas that are more detailed, such as grills, it doesn't always pick up the water. It does about 80 to 90% of it. Then using my smaller, thicker cloth, I will then go over the car in the same pattern I've just done before, just to dry the car off a little bit more. Then finally I bring out my small microfiber cloth. This is a regular microfiber cloth, just to get into all those little details and just to get every little part of the car nice and dry. Obviously don't forget those door shuts, door jambs, and also the boot area as well. So here is the end product. I think the S colour is absolutely super. I'd also like to point out that at this stage that I'm not sponsored by any of the products that I've used today. I do use lots of Autofinesse products, but I'm no way associated with them or sponsored by them or involved in any of their marketing. And as you can see, my car cleaning efforts seem to have met the approval of Mr. Buddy. So that is the SLK done. That is just a very basic clean. I can now go on and do any polishes, any waxes that I want to do on top of that. But for now, we're going to leave it here. As I said last time, if I did everything to the car, the video would be about 3 hours long and you'd probably have fallen asleep by now. There will be future videos, hopefully. This is the second in a series. Hopefully, there'll be some more coming up as well. I think next time I'm going to tackle the interior. I've also cleaned the Land Rover today, which looks quite smart as well. So I am well and truly knackered. So, like, comment and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.